Okay, this is the start of our Morocco blog. A buddy of mine and myself are heading down to Morocco for 2.5 weeks, and this is the vehicle we're taking with us, and we thought it would be a great idea to kick off the blog with a quick walk around of the vehicle. So as you can see, it's a Land Rover 90. It's a 2013, late 2013. If we start with the wheels and suspension, it's got bog standard steel wheels on. I've pulled the alloys off. We're on Cooper STT Pro Max all-terrain tyres. The suspension has had a 2-inch uplift. It's on Old Man Emu shocks and springs, and we also have the caster correction coupled with the double cardon prop, which apparently is essential on the Puma TDCi Defenders to avoid any problems later on. So that's the bottom end. Looking towards the top of the vehicle, you'll see that we've got the Hannibal rack together with the carry boxes on top. And as I walk around the vehicle, you'll notice that we've got a gas bottle carrier from Rhino, and we've got a double jerry can holder, which is also from Hannibal, with a diesel 20-litre jerry can, and also there's a 20-litre water carrier, which we think is going to be extremely useful for us on the trip. Continuing the walk around from the front of the vehicle, you'll see that we've got a worn Xeon 10,000 pound winch. It's the Xeon S model, and it's got rope on there, Spydura rope, as opposed to cable, which we felt would be safer. If you look above, you'll see there that we have the laser light, which is a T24, which is absolutely pretty darned awesome. It's like you've lit up a football stadium when you switch it on. Moving across the ways, we've got the snorkel from Safari there, which is an excellent add-on, and you'll probably be able to notice either side of the rack. To one side we have the shovel, which is mounted there, and we also have the awning from Hannibal on the other side of the vehicle, and that actually is going to see some pretty heavy use, because I think we're going to use that in favour of the tent on many nights. So hopefully we'll get a few nights under the stars with the awning for protection from the morning dew. That's the clandestine plan anyway. The vehicle now, you'll see here that we have the side view of the Hannibal rack with the shovel mounts, which were supplied through Front Runner. You'll also notice there that we have a CB aerial on the back there, which is a regular standard 80 channel CB. It's one of those units which is hidden under the console with all of the controls sitting on the handheld mic, although I have to say it was a little quiet, especially in a Defender, so we fitted a small external speaker at high level inside the car, which I'll show you later. And as we walk around, you can see the company that were kind enough to do the preparations for us here, and I've done the majority of the modifications on this vehicle. Gasguzzlers.org.uk. So if you want to know more about this vehicle, contact Craig at gasguzzlers.org.uk. Well, you can see now that we have the Max Tracks mounted on the spare wheel. We've also got a garbage carrier there hanging on the back, which is going to be quite useful, I think, as we're supposed to be extremely clean as we travel and leave no impact behind. So we shall be not taking any bottles with us and sticking to cans, I think. So down below you can see that we have the high lift jack mounted, and I think that's perhaps the best place to put it given the weight of it. I didn't fancy putting up high on the rack or on the side of the rack. You know, taking that thing down off the side, if you're doing it on your own, you would think there's the probability that something might get scuffed or scratched on the way. Okay, and if you look towards the top, you'll see that we have there the gas bottle carrier from Rhino, the rear mounted work lights, and you can also see the jerry can holder there. And high up there, I'm not sure if you can quite make that out, we've also got the load spreader for the high lift jack there, just mounted neatly on top. So there we have it. And what do we have? Well, if we kick off, we've got fitted a dual battery system, which is under the seat in the regular battery box area, and there's not a lot of room in there. It's got the auto changeover for charging, and there's a separate fuse box as well underneath. You'll notice there that we have an ARB compressor fitted, and there's also a front air locker. And while we're on that, you know we've got a front air locker. You'll see there's no rear air locker there. On the rear we have the Ashcroft torque bias diff, which I believe will work excellently when coupled with the traction control that the vehicle has as standard, so we're going to see how well that works out for us this time. And from Ashcroft we also have the automatic gearbox. It's a 4-speed automatic D2 box, and the fitting of this is absolutely excellent. It really looks factory, and it drives extremely smoothly. And it has a CompuShift control, which means that you can modify and correct and change quite a lot of settings on there to tune it to just how you'd like the vehicle to drive. We've also fitted there a removable steering wheel with a quick release column there, and that was just added security because we're a little concerned on the trip if we leave the car anywhere. We don't want to make it easy for people to take. If we come around the front of the vehicle, you can see there that we have a Garmin GPS device mounted, and we also have a little spot there where I put the iPhone, and I also use navigation on that. And we also have a NextBase camera there, which is mounted there, and that is running all of the time, and it's capturing video in 3-minute segments, some of which we will save and we'll be uploading to the blog. And the proposal is going to be to mount a GoPro just over here, and that will catch some of the action inside the cab. Well, that's the plan anyway. Over on this side of the cab you'll see that we've got the neat switchgear installed here. This is for the front T24, which is in the dark pretty amazing, and then we've got the rear work lights all very nicely plumbed in there and ready to rock and roll. The CB is a copper handheld device, as I described earlier, and all the workings for that are actually controllable on the handset here. So you've got your volume, your squelch, scan buttons and memory buttons. It's very, very easy and simple to use. Channel up, down, and then press to speak. The gubbins and the control and everything are all positioned underneath here inside the console, so they are easy to get to. This is a removable tray, and it's also quite a good stealth install. We are under the bonnet. Under the bonnet we have the standard TDCI Puma 2.2 for the model year 2000 Defender 90. It has actually been chipped here as well, so we've got a chip on there which lifts our brake horsepower up to about 150. It's also got, and you can't really see much of it here, under here is the larger intercooler, and after fitting that really made the biggest difference. It's got, you know, a massive improvement in torque, especially mid-range. Goes really, really well, runs a bit like a train. So that's pretty much everything up here. It's mostly stock. Back of the vehicle here you can see the way we're set up with an ARB fridge freezer in there. That's the compressor sighted just over on the right there, and also the hookup there for the front locker, and then we've got the little cylinder there for the inflation of the tyres. And you'll notice here that I've created a charging box here, which I just basically plug into the car at this point here, and inside we have a number of connections where we can plug in and charge the various items that we have on board. Just a way of keeping things a little tidy. It's our walk around of the vehicle today, and I'm sure there's going to be quite a few things that I've skipped across, and you may have questions, and if you do, please feel free to contact gasguzzlers.org.uk. I'm Nick at Silver Sands Holiday Park, and I'll be travelling with Mark, and we will be heading off on Sunday, so looking forward to it, and we'll give you regular updates. Bye for now.